Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome to another video. Today we're discussing how Ash Ketchum's Journeys team in Pokémon Journeys the series is the most unique and different squad he's ever assembled compared to his past team. Ash has been catching them all for over 25 years. Well, not all, but you get the idea. From Kanto to Alola, he's built team after team to take on gyms, leagues, and Team Rocket's never-ending schemes. But in Pokemon Journeys, something feels different. This team isn't just another roster, it's a game changer. We've got 3 big reasons why this team stands out. Also, stay tuned for a bonus round at the end. It will be a little surprise. Let's start with the biggest difference, the composition of Ash's Journeys team. In the past, Ash's teams followed a pretty predictable pattern. He'd roll into a new region, catch the regional bird like Pidgeotto in Kanto, Dwello in Hoenn, grab a grass, fire, or water starter, and fill out the roster with whatever Pokemon he bumped into. But Pokemon Journeys, it throws that formula out the window. For the first time since, well, forever, Ash doesn't catch a regional bird, nor Corviknight, nor Cramorant, because screw Galar, I guess. Especially because he doesn't catch any of the Galar starters either. No Grookey, no Scorbunny, no Sobble. Instead, his buddy Go snags all 3 Galar starters, leaving Ash to build his team in a totally new way. So who's on this squad? We've got Pikachu, obviously, because he's the mascot, duh. Dragonite, Gengar, Lucario, Sirfetch'd, and Dracovish. This team is a mix of Pokemon from generations 1, 4, and 8, which is wild because Ash usually sticks to the region he's in. In Unova, he got Unova Pokemon. Leave a like for Unova, please. But in Journeys, he's globetrotting across all regions, picking up Pokemon from different generations, which could have been such a cool concept if they expanded on that like many other things in Journeys. In Pokemon, types and matchups are pretty important, just like Ash's past teams often had a grass, fire, water core. Think Bulbasaur, Charizard, and Squirtle in Kanto, or Torterra, Infernape, and Weasel in Sinnoh. But Journeys, there's no grass type at all. Instead, we've got a Dragon Flying type in Dragonite, a Ghost Poison Gengar, a Fighting Steel Lucario, a Fighting Sirfetch'd, and a Water Dragon Dracovish. This squad leans hard into Dragon and Fighting types, with a sprinkle of Ghost and Water. It's a type coverage that's totally different from anything Ash has done before. This team composition isn't just different, it's a complete departure from Ash's usual playbook. But does that make it better? Ash has, let's call it, a complicated history with evolving his Pokemon. In Kanto, his Bulbasaur refused to evolve, and his Charizard didn't listen to him for, like, many episodes. In Unova, his Snivy, Oshawott, and Pignite never reached their final forms, which is probably why he took an L by the Riolu trainer in the Unova League.
Ash will be bringing a full suite of 6 Pokemon to this Unova League battle, including Pikachu, of course, Snivy, Oshawott, Boldore, Pignite, and Unpheasant.
I think are going to be really important.
Good luck, Ash.
Just that much faster.
And that's it for Pikachu. Knocked out. Ash will not be victorious in this battle.
So congratulations to Cameron for moving on to the next round in the Unova League.
But in Pokemon Journeys, Ash finally says enough is enough. For the first time since Kalos' team, every single Pokemon on his Journey squad except Pikachu, because duh, is fully evolved, or a single stage Pokemon. Dragonite, Gengar, Lucario, Sirfetch'd, and Dracovish are all at their peak forms, ready to throw down in the World Championships. This is a huge shift from Ash's past teams. In Alola, his Rowlet never evolved past its first stage because it decided to keep an Everstone in its belly for marketing, and while his Lycanroc and soon-to-be Incineroar were strong, the team had gaps with Naganadel being temporary. In Sinnoh, he had a Gible that never evolved into Garchomp despite being a pseudo-legendary with massive potential. After many years of fans wanting Ash to get a Dragonite, he finally caught one in Journeys, who, by the way, has been a one-dragon wrecking machine, taking down Korrina's Mega Lucario and Iris's Haxorus. That's not all. Ash also has another dragon in Dracovish, the competitive monster in the main series games, that took the meta by storm with all its vicious ren. This water dragon fossil Pokemon is a total wild card. Ash has never had a fossil Pokemon before, and Dracovish's Ice Fang gives him an edge against dragon types, like when it took down Iris's Dragonite in Thrash of the Titans. This fully evolved squad isn't just about raw power, it's about Ash finally learning from his past mistakes. He's not bringing unevolved Pokemon to a champion fight anymore, he's bringing heavy hitters, and it's paying off. Ash's Journeys team isn't just different in who they are, it's different in how they're developed and how they fight. In past seasons, Ash's Pokemon often had a clear growth arcs. Think of Greninja and Kalos going from a rebellious Froakie to unlocking the Ash Greninja form through their bond. Or Charizard and Kanto, who went from ignoring Ash to respecting him after Ash nursed it back to health. But in Journeys, the focus is less on emotional growth and more on battle prowess. Some fans have pointed out that this team feels more like battle bots than characters with deep development, and in a series like Journeys where Go takes up a majority of screen time, I can't blame them for thinking that. Dragonite, Gengar, and Dracovish don't get the same kind of heartfelt arcs as, say, Greninja or Infernape. Instead, their development is about unlocking new battle techniques. Let me show you how this is Dragonite's only development arc in her introduction episode, and the Iris battle if you want to be generous and count that. Here's the list I have after rewatching the series. These are all based on episodes before the World Championship. Lucario at the top, of course, Sirfetch'd the second, Gengar the third, Dracovish the fourth, Dragonite the fifth. Yes, freaking Dracovish had more development than Dragonite. It's mind-boggling how the writers failed Ash's final series. Take Gengar, for example. Ash goes out of his way to track down Max Mushrooms so Gengar can Gigantamax. A welcome change for actually giving Ash a game mechanic. And Lucario? Ash gets help from Karina and Kalos to learn how to Mega Evolve it. This shows a new side of Ash. He's not just bonding with his Pokemon, he's actively seeking out ways to maximize their potential. In the past series, there were no gimmicks, so Ash had to rely on his brains and Pokemon's abilities. For example, in Hoenn, he pulled off the Thunder Armor trick with Swellow and Pikachu, but never did again because the writers knew it would be too OP. In Sinnoh, his Infernape had a cool Blaze ability moment, but we haven't seen any of the stars use their abilities again until Sun and Moon. I guess if you want to count Torracat's power-up being Blaze. The biggest reason Ash's Journeys team feels so different isn't just the Pokemon, it's Ash himself. In Pokemon Journeys, Ash is coming off his first Pokemon League win, in Alola, and he's finally a champion. He's not the rash, inexperienced kid from Kanto who threw rocks at a Spearow and got chased by a flock of them. Ash caught Pokemon because he bonded with them emotionally. In Hoenn, he caught Torkoal because it was lost and needed a friend. In Sinnoh, he caught Gible because it was a goofy little gremlin who kept biting his head. In Pokemon Journeys, this team takes him all the way to the top, defeating Leon and making Ash the world champion. And it could have been great if we had just gone to spend more time with them and actually see them learn and grow. It would have been something special. Sure, we get the occasional dialogue about how they want to win for Ash and not let him down, but we just don't spend enough time with them to feel the connection. Look at Ash's Alola team. They're always out and about with him, rarely staying locked away in their Pokeballs, unless the episode specifically calls for it. We actually got to spend time with his Alola team, and that made all the difference. A lot of fans weren't happy and wanted Ash to use his reserves, and I'm one of them, especially with how Journeys handled his final teams. And I get it. Ash has a roster of absolute legends in the Oak Corral. Charizard took down an Articuno back in the Battle Frontier, meanwhile everyone got wiped out by one in a raid. Greninja has the and beat Mega Sceptile and Kalos. Snorlax, well, Snorlax just needs to wake up and it's game over. But if the writers actually gave his Journeys team a story showing their struggles and growth than a few episodes, I would be rooting for this team all the way. Plus, this might be cope, but Ash wanted to prove himself with the new squad, showing he can win without relying on his past aces. And guess what? He did. He beat Leon with his team and not with his old Pokemon, and that's what makes this victory so bittersweet. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Ash should have brought back his reserves, or are you Team Journeys all the way? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'm ready to see some spicy takes.